Well, now that you've taken a position on whether there's a soul, the mind that lives on after we die, remember this soul or this mind is supposed to somehow account for the fact that we're able to have thoughts. Do you guys think that's right? Or do you think the fact that we have brains enables us to think? And why brains to computers? Something for you guys to think about. But that's the mind-body problem. But from there, I'd like to move on, because if you see in the discussion forum, I created 5 threads which I'd like you to respond to, just answering questions like this about the problems of philosophy. So you got to remember what the problems really are. The next one that I want you to turn to, that we talked about in class, was the problem of free will and determinism, sometimes free will, determinism, and fatalism. And remember, we said the problem is that we think that 3 things are true, and it looks like when you take them all together, they're not compatible. That is, we think that people, at least sometimes, do things of their own free will. They act freely. Then we also think that anytime something happens in the world, there's an explanation. That is, that every event that occurs has a cause. Remember, we talked about the $100 bill that disappeared from your wallet in class. It's just, you didn't open up your wallet, it's disappeared. You say, oh, I guess, it just disappeared, because that's not what happened. You think that's an event that happened. You're losing that $100 bill no longer being in there, and you think something caused that to happen. Usually somebody putting their hand in your wallet. And when you think about the two of them putting them together, it looks like free will is not compatible with things causing every event, because what you do is just one event. So if every event has a cause, including, you're listening to this, this video, in that case, it's nothing that you did freely, right? There's a whole series of causes that led to this, because everything is determined to happen, like science tells us. So go over to the next thread and think about it for a second. Say, hey, is what we do just fated to happen? Free will is illusion? Or do we really have free will? And, science can't ever explain all this stuff. Well, think about it for a couple of minutes and explain why you think your answer is right.